Good morning. This is Barbie at Authorized Back and Sew in Fresno, California. Welcome to our Thumbs Up Thursday. I'm going to give everyone a chance to log on, and then we'll start talking about all the wonderful things today. I was going to say, it says we're having trouble streaming to Facebook. Okay. All right, there we go. How many people do we have? One? Okay.
I'm here.
There you are.
I am
here. Barbara.
I guess I won. Oh, Elizabeth's here. And Barbara.
To be connected to Facebook now.
Hi, Liz. Good morning. Good morning, Tony.
All right. No, you're good.
Carrie's here.
Okay, cool. All right. So for anybody that doesn't know this, this is National Embroidery Month. So that goes from February 1st to February 29th. This is a leap year. But so in celebration of embroidery, I want to share with you some of our upcoming classes that we have going on that involve embroidery. So I will share what I have coming up. And this one it's by Hoop Sisters. It's called In Bloom. And it's a table topper. So you can make it round or you can make it scalloped so it has 3 half circles on each side. This one is March 13th and April 17th. So you'll sign up for class, then you will get the design and come to class, and I will teach you how to do it. There's lots of details to this one. It's a lot of fun. So sign up and let's play together on this. And that again starts March 13th. So you will have some homework, but it's a lot of fun to do. Oh, and the best thing about this, it is stitched in a 5x7 hoop. So if you have a smaller embroidery machine, you can come to class and do it. It's perfect for that. Also, we have
sign-ups already.
Oh, good. Also, we have, this is for embroidery workshop with the Bernina. And this one is taught by Fran Musso on February 29th. A really cute Easter tea towel. So you'll learn a lot of techniques on that. And I'll do a close-up over here.
Oh, beautiful.
So cute.
I love it.
I've noticed that with embroidery, they're starting to go to a lot of lighter stitching, which is nice. And then we also have, and this one has been a very popular class every time we do it. This is The People. This is actually an Anita Good design. And Kathy Hilton is the one teaching this one. So this class will be Thursdays, March 7th and March 28th from 9:30 to 4:30. So we've got some good classes coming up if you want the embroidery experience. So sign up. You know, don't feel intimidated because we are here to help you. That's what we do best around here. So these are our upcoming classes that include the embroidery. So pop on our website and get signed up, or if you need to, you can call us and we'll help you out with that also. And also, I can't forget this too. Valentine fabric is 30% off 1 yard minimum cuts. And our Valentine fabric is so cute. I'm really hoping that we leave it out all year round because it can be used for so many different things. It's really cute. Let's see, am I forgetting anything else? I don't think so. All right. So today we have a special guest I'm really excited about because she's got a lot of cool things to share with us. Today we have Kathi Quinn with R&K here. And so I'd like to welcome Kathi. Good morning.
Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good to see y'all. I'm so excited to be here. I love to do Thumbs Up Thursdays.
We do too. So what are you going to be talking about today?
Well, I'm going to be talking about the rule of rulers today. We have got some fantastic new rulers in the Floriani line that our quilters are going to love. But you know, it is embroidery month. So we're also going to talk about how we can fussy cut or cut around designs that we may have stitched out on a scrap of fabric and now we need to put it in a quilt or on a patch on a shirt or whatever. So we're going to talk about rulers, and we have got some great deals. They've got specials on these rulers that we're going to talk about today. And I'm going to bring up a ruler that I have to admit, when I was asked, could you do this class? Like, oh, I can do a class on anything. So I got a list of the rulers we were going to do the class on. And when I saw it was the 3-in-1 ruler, I can promise you it was still in the package hanging on my wall because it was very intimidating to me, as I'm not a quilter in general. You know, I can cut and follow directions, but it takes so much to me. There's strips, and then there's rulers, and there's triangles, and there's this and there's that. And it's just, by the time I've got a block cut out, I've got 13 rulers spread out on the table. And it's just, no. So when I saw this 3-in-1 ruler, I thought, oh, great, another ruler to learn. So when I committed to this class, it's like, oh, shoot, I got to learn how to use that ruler. Oh, my gosh. Do you realize it's the only ruler I need to take to class? I can do squares. I can do half square triangles. I can do quarter square triangles with one little ruler. I mean, I was just overwhelmed when I did this. I thought, man, if I had had this ruler first, I may be more of a quilter than that. And I'm also going to talk about our 60-degree ruler that does some really cool things. We have a brand new square up ruler we'll talk about. We also have a wonderful caddy to hold all this stuff very neatly on your table, as well as a nice little ruler handle. So we're going to go through these things today. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to have them switch over to my camera mode, and that way we can start looking at my rulers. Okay, let me go to, I have to talk myself through this. Share screen, window. There we go. Okay, and share. Great. Everybody see me?
Perfect.
Am I up? Good, perfect. Okay, what you're looking at right now is you are looking at our mats. Now, in today's special, these mats and cutters are not in the special. However, if you do not own this cutting system, you have not lived. This is a wonderful cutting system. We have our 45-degree rotary cutter. We also have a 60, and we've now come out with a 28 millimeter. So we have the most popular sizes that y'all have requested. This is weighted, so it doesn't take shoulder strain. It is so easy to use. There's a little nose right here, a little button. I'm going to push the button, and I'm going to gently tap. It's already open, and now it can cut. I'm going to tap to close. Well, the best thing about all of our stuff, too, is that, remember, Alex Anderson is left-handed. So if you're left-handed, you use the same rotary cutter. You just hold it in your left hand. Hold the button in, lightly tap, let go of the button, cut, and close. Also, to change a blade, this is the coolest part. We have a little nose here. So I'm going to hold on to the nose, and I have a little lever on the back that I'm going to pull down. Now, I've taken that blade off, and notice it's stuck to the nose. You don't have to handle this blade a lot. So I would take it off. There's magnets in here that hold that blade on. I would put the new blade on, I would put it back in. Of course, I've got it upside down. Put it back in and shut the lever. So now I have easily changed the blade. There's no washers, no screws, no anything. Simple, easy to go. Then our rulers our mats, excuse me, our mats are nice and big. You notice our logos are not all placed in the middle. There's nothing that irritates a quilter more or an embroiderer that's trying to cut small to have these big logos in the middle of the mats. It just messes the lines up. So these mats, the numbers go 1 to 18 and 1 to 18, either direction. You're never on the wrong side of our rulers or our mats. They're the same. They have numbers going both directions. This is accurate to the 1/8 of an inch with a ruler. So if I have a ruler on here and I put it down, the ruler and the match up accurately to the 1/8 of an inch. This mat is not a suggestion. They are actual perfectly measured markings on the mat. Now our mats, of course, have 2 sides, depending on what fabric you're using and what you need to see. And they have a heavy foam core. So you would not bend a mat if you were had another brand of mat. This makes you cringe. But in Floriani, because we have such a heavy core, that mat will flatten back out to find its center, which is because we have the heaviest core in the market, which means it will heal longer than any other mat. Eventually, any mat will get scarred. But with our mats, it takes forever. I have not had one go bad yet, and I cut all the time. So we are going to talk now about the rulers, because that's what we're here today for. Now, the first ruler we're going to talk about is this is our 6 by 24. This is probably our most popular ruler. When you get rulers, this is where we first start. Now, we also have this, we have a 6 by 12, which is a nice size ruler as well. But this is in today's special. We have special prices on these for you. Now, what is so cool about our rulers? Why our rulers? Don't you already have a 6 by 24? You most likely have, but you haven't lived till you had mine. My ruler has a coating on the back. That coating means that it will not slip. My ruler does no oh shoot cuts ever. It sticks to the fabric. I can twirl, move to square up. It's wonderful. Again, the numbers go up and down and up, over, back, right to left, left to right. Anywhere you are standing on this ruler, you're on the right side. No, oh shoot, I got to turn the ruler around to figure it out. Also, again, very tiny logo. Doesn't take up a lot of ruler space. Now, the first thing we're going to look at today, because we are going to use our 3-in-1, is I'm going to take some fabric and I'm going to do I want to finish 9-inch square when I finish my squares. So what I need to cut for my 3-in-1 ruler, I need a 3.5-inch piece of fabric, wide strip. So 1, 2, 3.5. And notice I'm going to have to move this because I'm sitting down. I'm going to move this, but you notice, look at this. I'm not holding hard. I have one finger. You notice that the ruler never slips. That means when I'm cutting those real long cuts, and you know you're cutting, and then you go, oh shoot, because the ruler scooted at the end. No oh shoot cuts with mine. So I'm just going to come, and there I go. There is my perfect cut, 3.5 inches with that. Now, I'm going to, I know you probably can't see as well, but on the, let me see if I can get this under the camera first. No, it's not going to be good. Right here, you're going to see on my ruler that you can see that it's pretty clear here and it's a little cloudy here. That's because I handle it with my fingers all the time. This is an adhesive coating. It doesn't feel sticky or anything, but it's a coating. So what we have is we have a little handle. This will stick on any of our rulers. It'll allow you to pick them up and move them. This kind of keeps you from handling that back all the time. And to be real honest, I use it most of the time until I lose it, and then I won't use it for a couple of weeks till I dig it back out of the pile. But this easily goes on and comes off of all the rulers. I have 2 in my embroidery room, and that has been adequate for me, but they're very reasonably priced. You know, I'd probably end up with 1 for each cutting surface because that's the way I lose everything. But that is our 6 by 24. Now, what we're going to talk about first is we're going to talk about our 3-in-1, but I want to move this over real quick for you. What they're offering you today is they're offering you a bundle. There's a bundle. Now, first we have a storage tray. These are wonderful. Your rotary cutter sits very nice in here. You'll notice a lot of times I'll have scissors, maybe my point turner, but I can put lots of little goodies in the trays. And then it has the slots to hold your rulers. I have 2 of these. One sits on my far cutting table, one sits close to my machines so that I have what I need at the time. So that is also, we're going to talk about that as well. Now the 3-in-1 ruler is where we're going to start today. Now, this is the ruler in the package. Thought, just so you could see, I hadn't opened the package. I did get an open one. But this is the package. Now, there are QR codes on our packages where you can go and see videos. I guess, I'm sorry, I should put it this way. Videos to learn how to use the rulers, as well as print out like color book pages so you can color in to make your own quilts and decide the pattern you want. So that's a real good place to go right there. So my 3-in-1 ruler. So let's look at how wonderful it works. Now I was going to do this block. So I needed a square for the center. I needed 4 quarter square triangles. And let me make sure I put this where you can see it. Let me see. I'm directionally challenged with these cameras. There we go. And then I needed 4 half square triangles. Now my half square triangles are different sizes. Everything ends up being a 3.5 inch block, 3.5 inch piece, because I want a 9-inch block. So you divide that in thirds, which is 3 inches, but you need the 1/2 inch added for your seam allowance. So as you can see, I've got half square, quarter square, and square all done in this block. Now, how many rulers do I need? Well, here we go. So first of all, I would have to cut the strips wider because of the little tab on the end. So let's look at this. If I'm going to do half square triangles and I need a 3.5 inch strip, I'm going to take this, but I can't cut it 3.5. I'm going to have to cut this 3 7/8. Because we get those little pointy things. And I'm going to show you on the ruler what I'm talking about if I'm sounding confusing. So let's pick up our block pieces. And when I sewed this together, it would be a perfect 9-inch block if I sewed everything else perfectly. So we're not going to test me. So here we go. So first of all, here I go. I've got my half squares. Well, let's just start at the beginning. Let me get my ruler out. Here it is. It's already open. Okay, now on this ruler, you're going to notice there's a symbol here. It says squares. If you want to cut squares, you're going to use this portion of the ruler. If I'm going to cut half square triangles, I'm going to use this portion. And if I'm going to cut quarter square, there's my quarter square. And it tells you what sections you're using for what. One little ruler. So the first thing I need to do is look at square. Now I needed 3.5 inch strip. And I needed a 3.5 inch block. So I'm going to line this up and I'm going to see I've got 3.5 by 3.5. I'm going to take my rotary cutter. Notice no slipping, no slipping. And I'm going to merely cut this. So now there's my center square. Now I need my half square triangles. So I'm going to take my background fabric, which is my brown, and I use kind of really not necessarily lovely coordinating fabrics because I wanted you to be able to see the pieces clearly, because that was the first challenge for me, is understanding what they were saying. So I'm going to take this strip and I need to cut my half triangles. So what am I going to do? I'm going to line this up with my 3.5 inch line. There it is. Let's get this where you can see it. Let me move this all out of the way. I think I'm going to have to do it this way. I apologize. It's just the way the camera is for me. Let's see. Well, This is crazy. Let me move the camera maybe. I had this all, I practiced this. I promise you I practiced. There we go. Okay, now I've got my spot. Have to remember. Okay, so in all that scooting around, you notice I did not lose it holding. So now I've got a 3.5 inch line. Now, if this was 4.5, 5.5, 4.25, all the lines are here, all the way up. You can go all the way up, you know, to a 6 and a 7 inch square, 6.5 inch square. Okay, so this goes from 1 to 6.5. So there we go. So now there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to flip this. I'm going to rotate this. And what am I going to do? I'm going to line that up on that 3.5 inch line. Now, what I was talking about is notice how this has that blunt tip. Notice how this is cut. That saves me from having to cut this 3 7/8 because of these little flingy things. And this is wonderful to sew from for me. Now, if you're a quilter, you probably think I'm just nuts. This was the most thrilling thing. I spend the time going, do I want to sew here? Do I want to sew there? This tells me that's where I'm going to sew. I love it. It was just like, oh, wow, that makes it easy. I'm going to start here and come down for my half square triangle. So I'm going to put that in. Now, here's the cool thing. Another cool thing about that. I'm going to go to the machine and I'm going to put that in and I'm going to sew down. Well, now I'm going to butt this right up and just keep sewing. But because of that little cut off dog ear, it's so easy to chain sew these together. Simple, simple. So now I'm going to cut here. And now when I have these, and I missed that one. When I do these and sew them, they're going to be my 3.5 inch half square triangles. So simple, simple, simple. So I've got my square and I have half square triangles. Now I want to do those quarter square triangles. So I've got to do the math. What do I need in order to make that little block end up 3.5 inches? Well, I'm going to have to cut a 2-inch strip. 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches is 3 because of the squares. Let's get that little one here. Because of these squares, 1.5 inches, but then I've got to add that 1/2 inch for the seam allowance. So a 2-inch strip is what I need. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to need 4 of these. Okay, so as you can see, these are the points on my star. This is my accent fabric and there's my background. So what I've done is I have stacked them. I need this one and I need these 2 sets to make one square.
Kathy,
so I've got, yes, you sure can.
More
are you not seeing?
Center.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. Here we go. I apologize. Thank you. I've got to remember this. Different setup here. And it's weird. It seems like which direction I push is the wrong direction. Okay, here we go. So we've got to do this. I need to have one of my points of my star and my accent, a point of star and my background fabric. So what I've done is I've cut this 2 inches wide because of course this is going to have to be 1.5 inches and 1.5 inches makes 3, but I need that 1/2 inch for seam allowance. So 2-inch strip. And what I've done is I've stacked them. So there's one of my units. There's my other unit. So we're going to make sure they're all stacked up neat and nice. And now I'm going to look at my ruler and it says, Kathy, you're going to have to use this to cut your quarter square triangles. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put this on what? The 2-inch line. So I'm going to come to the 2-inch line here and I'm going to place this and I'm going to cut this way first. Now I can swing this around and not worry and cut. So here we go. We've got there's 1 and I would need 4 cuts. Now we're not going to flip it. We're going to rotate it. It's important to remember to rotate. Now why? Because we want to make sure the stuff on the back, the film on the back is laying on our fabric. So we're going to rotate this around. We're going to take out our pin. Rotate this around. And again, I'm going to line up. There's that 2-inch line. And now I'm just going to cut. And notice I'm moving this stuff all around and nothing slips. How can you beat that? So I would have needed 4 units here. So now let's go back to our original star, which we were creating. There was that 2-inch that I cut out of the brown fabric. So there's that 2-inch. Then I'm going to come in, and here's those 4 units that I just, but not this one. That was my show you unit, because these are all trimmed nice. Now, trimming them nice. Now, I'll tell you what I did. We have a brand new 2.5-inch square, but for this, I needed my finished squares at 3.5 inches. So what I did is I used my Floriani 3.5-inch. So when I trimmed these up, I made sure my 45-degree line was there, and I could trim them up and make sure, whoops, they were nice and square. I could make sure everything was nice on them by using my 3.5-inch square. We have from 2.5-inch square up to 18 inches. So you can get a square for just about any size you need. And we have lots of half, 6.5, 4.5, 5.5. You get the halves. Now, this is how this block will be sewn together. Now, how cool is this? Do you realize I did everything in a star block, and I did it all with one ruler? To me, that is phenomenal. Just the fact I could go to class and all I needed to carry was this. You can't beat it. Now, I probably would have carried my 6x24 as well to cut my strips. But if you're using jelly rolls and everything, those are already done. This is all you need. How cool is this? This is just awesome. So that is our 3-in-1 ruler. I am so excited about it because I kind of poo-pooed it when it came out as a gimmicky ruler. When I went to make this block, it was like, oh my God, that's all I need to get out off the wall. I don't have to have 17 rulers. So this is an amazing ruler. We have videos on it. Lots of fun. I'll show you when I finish this demo of these rulers. I will show you just a couple of quilts that have been done that have used these rulers. So that is our 3-in-1. So let's move 3-in-1 over. And again, I usually use this when I'm cutting, but just because we're here doing a class, I don't want anything else in your eyes. But let me tell you, this handle is so convenient because it does hold on to the fabric. It holds on like grim death. Sometimes when you're needing to just barely adjust, you can lift up just a little bit to get to the edge of something. If I'm trying to get to the edge of if I've laid this down and I'm a little bit off, well, I can't scooch it like I would a regular ruler. So I can pick it up just barely with this and get that lined up like I need it. So the handle is real important to have. Now let's talk about our 60-degree ruler. That's another new ruler. Really cool ruler. Now this one you can do up to 8.5 inches. So you can do really big cuts. Now let's look at this. Let me pull this bunch over. Okay, now on this one, this ruler does some cool things that we could have done. It just wasn't easy. Now the first thing is I cut my strips of fabric here. I've got my strips, and as you can see, if we want to measure, these strips are 3.5-inch strips, just like my last one. But on this one, what I'm doing is I'm creating the 60-degree triangles. And you can see here, I've sewn them together in a diamond fashion. Again, simple to use. Line everything up. Get your stuff lined up. Now, when I use this and I go to cut my first cut, this is going to be waist, but not really. I'm going to move this ruler over about 1/2 inch because when you're doing these diamonds, you need those little filler strips to fill in the edges of your quilt. Well, if you save these, move over about 1/2 inch, it gives you plenty of room to fill in that one little missing space and then put the borders on. So make sure you move over about 1/2 inch. And again, I'm just going to cut, turn, and cut because I don't have to worry about it moving. So there I have my 2 pieces. Now I'm going to sew them together, 1/4 inch seam allowance, and I'm going to end up with my diamond here. So now I can also, that's if I want my diamonds, if I want them different colors. Okay, now what if I want just a solid diamond? How cool is that? I might want to fill in with white or a different color here where I'm just filling in all the goodies. And then you'll understand what I was talking about here, because when we have a row, when we have the row and we have it, we can fill these in to finish that row as they go across these little pieces. So that's what we save those for. In order to cut the solid diamond, now what's some reasons for this? Well, one of the big reasons is some of those beautiful large print fabrics. Some of those are kind of hard to quilt with because the prints are so big. Well, look at how big I can make a diamond. I can make a diamond 16 inches. Now, we probably aren't going to do that, but I can make a really good sized diamond. So if I had some pretty large prints, I could go ahead and make a diamond that kind of focuses on those. Now, what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to cut my fabric. If I need a 3.5, I'm going to cut my fabric 7 and I'm going to fold it at 3.25. So it's just half as wide as I need. Then I'm going to come in and I'm going to put this in. And of course, I'd give it that 1/2 inch, just like I told you. I'm going to give it the same thing and line it up with that 3.25 line there. We're going to line it up and I'm going to go ahead and cut, spin and cut. Okay, so now I have cut a full diamond. And like I said, what this is really fun for are those large, large prints. So if I was going to do a row, now you can see we're doing some rows here. And I could, do it however, but you get the idea. How cool is this? And you can do so much with this as far as what your pattern wants to look like, what you want to do. These are just a ball to play with. I was having a good time yesterday playing with some different things and looking at some large cuts, but how cool is that? So again, that's our 60-inch ruler. Beautiful, beautiful to use. Wonderful. And it's something we haven't been able to do a lot of. And with that non-slip, you can't beat that. Now, I do want to show you a couple of other things on rulers. Now, in the deal today, it's going to have your 6x24. It's going to have your 3-in-1. They've got the 60 degree, and they also have the 2.5-inch square up. You've got your base for storage, and you have your little ruler knob so that you don't have to handle the rulers on the back all the time. And it really makes it easy when you're trying to pick up something to just barely lift it so you can scoot your fabric just a hair to get it all straight. That handle is your answer. So they have all this in a nice, neat little package for you. Now, again, on the 60 as well, like I showed you on the 30, on the 3-in-1, again, you've got a QR code where you can print out your color book piece and you can figure out what pattern by coloring it in you would like to make with your 60-degree ruler. We have videos on these. So get in there, enjoy these rulers. I'm going to tell you, I am so jazzed over the 3-in-1. I also love the look of what I can do with the 60-degree ruler. We're Jewish, and I'm going to tell you, one of the hardest to cut for is Star of David quilts. Well, this makes it a piece of cake. Now, I want to show you just a couple of other things because we're talking about it's embroidery month. Now, I love the fact that we've got square up rulers in all different sizes. This happens to be a 5x5. We've got a 5.5. We have a 6. We have a 6.5. We've got 8, 8.5. We have all the way up to 18x18. And 18x18, I think, is one of the coolest ones because especially with embroidery, a lot of times we need to measure out, we need to center and things. Now, I don't know how well you can see this little design. I tried to be real crafty and I think I crafted myself out of it. It's a cluster of grapes with some leaves. and I just put it on a piece of scrap fabric. Now I need that to be 5 by 5. So what I'm going to do is I can take my 5 by 5 ruler and I can center that design where it looks attractive. Okay, so I'm going to center that where I like it. And then I can just come in with my rotary cutter and I can square this up. Doesn't matter how straight the original fabric was, because sometimes we embroider on scraps, especially for quilts. And you notice as I turn this, I'm not having to worry about any slippage. That to me is the coolest thing. So now my cluster of grapes is centered very nicely in there, and I'm happy. One other one I wanted to show you, especially with quilting and even with embroidery when we're doing some things, sometimes we just need to fussy cut some fabric. Now I want this beautiful mandala. I want to keep the whole thing, and I want to center it. I want to feature it in the center. So here I've got an 8 by 8 because my block is going to be 7 inches. So I'm going to line this up with the center of that mandala, and I'm going to line that up, and I'm going to line it up with the side center as well. So let me go here. You do this like I need it. But I can see, you can see very nicely through these rulers. So while I'm looking to square this up, how easy is that to just like I need it? How cool is that? So you can see I can now center or fussy cut anywhere from our little 2.5 inch ruler that's in our special. And sometimes for little quilts, corners and stuff, we might want to have some kind of fussy cut special off of fabric. Makes it very simple, very easy to do. Now I promised I'd show you a couple pictures. So I am going to show you a couple of pictures here. So I'm going to stop sharing this window, and I'm going to bring up a couple of new windows just real quick. And here we go. Present. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to go to Windows, and I have lost them. Let me find them. Ah, there we go. Okay, let me see if I can get that window. There it is. Ah, perfect. Okay, here's one done with the 60-degree ruler. This is a table runner done with the 60-degree ruler. And let's go ahead and stop sharing that. And I'm going to show you one other one. And I'm going to go to, I know I make them crazy over there because I'm slow at this. Okay. Where is it? There it is. There we go. Let's see. There it is. Okay. Couldn't find it. And here's another one done with that wonderful 3-in-1 ruler. Look at how cool this is with that 3-in-1. Just a beautiful, beautiful picture. I hope you've learned a lot on these. I hope you enjoyed this, and I look forward to seeing you again. So I'm here, and I'm going to turn this back over to Barbie, or any questions you have, I'm available.
Kathi, that was so good. I learned so much today. Now I want to go.
I'm going to tell you, this is the coolest ruler ever. When I found out that, when I first looked at it, it was like, oh, they've got to be kidding. I can barely use a regular ruler. And so this is the one I had. I had to borrow this one from my girlfriend who bought it, who's a quilter, because mine was still in the package. This was hanging on the wall this way. So I have had a ball with this. It's like, oh my God, I can cut quarter square triangles that all match. And you save fabric because you don't have to overcut the width of the fabric. It was like, wow. And it even has instructions. Okay, stupid, this is half square. This is quarter square. It even has pictures for the quilting impaired.
Yeah, and the fact that you were on Thumbs Up today, they can go back and rewatch if they forget how to do it.
Good, so. Good. Well, and when there are great videos, we've done great videos on it as well. I mean, yes, please come back to Thumbs Up and watch me 1,000,000 times. But there are also others. But yeah.
I love the QR code too. I'm going to have to check all that out.
Yeah, do the QR code, and you can get you can print out little sheets that look like color book pages, so you can play and create your own quilt with crayons before you go with fabrics.
Well, thank you so much for sharing all that.
Thank you.
I love it.
My joy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I will I'm going to name off these classes again, and then we'll go on to do our drawing, and I'll let you know what the secret word is.
You know what, Barbie?
Yes.
I saw a real cool tool that you guys have earlier.
Oh, yes.
It was the hot ruler.
The hot
The
ruler.
hot ruler.
I forgot about that. I was so involved.
Yes, because let me tell you, I was so jazzed over that hot ruler because growing up, my grandmother would have me cut manila folder, like if I needed a 1/2-inch hem, and you'd cut it and you'd put it and you'd tuck it and you'd press it, and then the thing would waffle because you got too much steam on the manila folder. That is so cool. Show it.
Oh, really? Yeah. So I love the rulers you showed. Okay, so
yeah. I know, and I want.
Let's see. So you can see this is the hot ruler. And the reason they call it a hot ruler, because you can use your iron and steam, and it just presses really nice. So I want a 1/2-inch hem. So I've got this lined up, and you can see when I fold my fabric up, it's right there at the 1/2-inch. So what I will do, and this is a non-slip ruler also, so it just really grips your fabric well. So now I can just come along here and just press, just like that.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
Steam, and that is so nice. But there it is. There is my 1/2-inch crease right there. And it's perfect.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So this is a great ruler to also have in your stash of rulers, because if you're needing to hem something, it's great.
I'm going to tell you, when I'm mitering napkins, when you're making really pretty mitered napkins, you have to have those good creases and stuff to make everything go just perfect, to look professional. That is like a miracle ruler.
Just like the creative Quilters Select rulers. I love it. So cool. That's another one.
The ruler rulers. Yes.
Can never have too many.
No, never.
No. So let me go over this part for you again. So we have the tea towel. This one is February 29th for beginners. So it's a great class to take if you're not sure what kind of stabilizers to use. We also have the Hoop Sisters in Bloom. And that one, again, starts March 13th. And you'll get a USB with the designs on there also. And then we have Kathy Hilton's class, which is the patriotic one with the eagle, the people. And that one is March 7th. So this is all in celebration of Embroidery Month.
Woohoo!
So make sure you get on our website and check out those classes. And we also, have all the deals for all these rulers, and the little handle that we showed today. Those will all be up on our thumbs up for the prices. Do we have the prices to show on the screen? Oh, perfect. Yeah, these are great.
It's great deals. Great deals today.
And I have that 3-in-1 ruler at home, and I have never used it, but I am going to go home and play with it. Man. I love it.
Yeah, they should have had you teach the class. That's where you learn.
I know, exactly. That's what I tell them. This is why I like teaching, because I'm forced to learn things.
Yes. Oh, I'm so jazzed.
All right. And we also have the hot rulers, and don't forget your stand too for your rulers. Those come in handy.
Yeah.
I have them in my room too.
It is wonderful to have them organized like that, because otherwise they're underneath fabric. They're all over the place. You can't find the one you need. So you're piecing two together. No, it's wonderful.
From falling and getting chipped. I just love it.
Yes.
Really, really great thumbs up today, Kathy. Loved all the information.
Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes. Do you want to stay on while we do our drawing for a $50?
Sure. I want to see who wins. Are you kidding me? I love that.
Yes. So I'm going to let you girls know what the word is today. It is ruler. So capital R, lowercase ULER, ruler. So text it in. You only need to put it in one time. And we'll see who the winner is.
I don't know if
Mm.
Carolyn Merleno.
I know.
guessed it.
Yes, I think she guessed it. She did good. I saw that too.
It was a while up.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
We weren't even
Yeah.
close to there, girl. You guessed
Uh-huh.
it.
She's good. She's taken so many classes. She's learned how our
Yeah.
minds work around here. Love it.
She guessed it. Yeah. She's intuitive. I'm gonna have to get more creative.
Yeah, I know. Huh? We'll trick you next time, Carolyn.
Oh, Donna.
Uh-huh.
Do you mind if you can text it in?
Oh, so you just comment. So if you're on Facebook, just in the comments, just type in ruler.
Exactly the way you see it, though.
Yes.
Capital R.
Exactly the way you see it. Mhm.
Okay, so we've got 42 out of 47. I feel
Oh,
like
cool.
we are
Yeah.
basically good to go.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Yes. This is my favorite part too.
That will be like a half second.
Okay, half second, ladies.
You get. Yeah, you can come into this one.
Oh, yes. Yes, definitely come in and see us.
Okay, so I'm going to run it.
Okay, run it. I don't know. It's slowing down. Karen loves it.
Woo!
Oh, congratulations. I love it. Well, hope to see you in the store. If not, we can mail it to you. But Kathi, thank you again so much for doing
Thank you. It's my joy. I enjoyed so much. Thank you all for having me.
Yes, it was very informative. Thank you. All right. Well, that will finish off today for Thumbs Up Thursday. Tune in next Thursday because we've got something special going on for you again. Come in and see us and learn about these rulers. Thank you for joining.